Hello YouTube, it's your soon-to-be favorite but not yet known American YouTuber in Ukraine. So, let's get started today with an introduction. Because right now, none of you, unless you're a friend who I'm going to share this with, knows anything about me. And I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to try to build a community here. So, I just want to introduce you a little bit to myself, a very short version of things that we'll talk more about in the future, and give you some idea what I want to do here and invite you along for the ride. So, for the first question that I'll be asking myself today and telling you, what is it like to be an expat or a foreigner living in Ukraine in 2024 today? And I distinguish between foreigner or immigrant and expat because I don't really like this expat word. I intend to live in Ukraine for the rest of my life and have a family and totally integrate into culture here, keeping in mind that, like in some other cultures, I'm never going to be Ukrainian. I'll always be an American. So let's talk about what that entails and what it's like right now. Let's start with why I came here. That's the first question that most people have, whether they're Ukrainian or foreign. Why did you go to Ukraine? So, to keep it short and simple, in the beginning, I wanted an experience. I'm American, as I mentioned. I wanted an experience that was a little bit more cultural, maybe you could say a little more traditional, and more collective, so to speak, rather than hyper individualistic as I feel the United States is. And I felt that I could express myself more freely here. That'll sound odd to some, but we'll get more into that later. And I felt more at home immediately from the first time I visited Ukraine in 2018 in Kiev. And still to this day, I feel more like I belong here. And Ukrainian people are extremely hospitable, so that's helped. Especially, I should mention, if you make an effort, if you make a very small effort to learn some language, learn some history or culture or anything, usually this will be met by really, this will be very welcomed. It will be met in a very positive way and very appreciated in my experience. What has changed about my goals or my idea of what it's going to be like to live here? Without getting too into that right now, you know, I really put Ukraine on a pedestal before I moved here, and I thought that there were no problems. I'm not talking about conflicts between Ukraine and Russia or other nations. I'm talking about internally. I thought this was a perfect place where everybody lived in harmony and got along, and everybody was a philosopher and a gentleman. You know, I'm still really happy and really impressed today with my interactions with people and with the people who are in my life. I have some better friends, and speaking broadly, I believe that there's more respect for your partner or relationships in Ukraine than there is in the United States. So, in that realm, I can't say I'm disappointed, but yeah, I've just learned that not everybody is a gentleman and a scholar, to keep it brief right now. goals for the channel today, future goals and lofty goals. Okay, yeah. So I don't want to make videos sitting in my living room telling you about me because somebody might find my life interesting. I think it's not the most boring, but that's not really my objective. My objective is to deliver as clear, unfiltered, and direct content and opinions from Ukraine to other people in the world as I can, and to give people here who may not have the opportunity to have a platform just to share their own experiences and opinions, and to kind of document what daily life is like, what the average opinion of an average person is. I don't have some super lofty goal of interviewing famous or influential people. I want to document the lives of normal people. And eventually, right now I think I need to build a rapport. I need to let you know who I am, maybe build a community and see if anybody's even interested in this to begin with, because otherwise I'm speaking to myself, speaking to a wall. If people are interested, then I can have a little more trustworthiness whenever I go to somebody in the streets in the future or invite somebody to interview them, rather than just being some guy like, hey, I want to make a YouTube channel. Will you come to my house and we're going to talk about stuff and I'm going to record us? That sounds strange, right? So, right now I'm just trying to build community and a little bit of acknowledgement. And for some kind of lofty goal, I do have some kind of dream of what this could be in the future, and that would be. So, first, I should say, I need to learn and experience a lot before I ever get to this point, and I don't know if I'll ever get here or if I'm the right person for this job. But my real dream and desire is to see somebody in a very responsible and respectful way be able to create some real collective of the opinions of people who are volunteering in civilian ways or military ways in Ukraine, and to just get their opinions, get their experiences, hear why they're doing what they're doing, what they think about things, because so often we have ideologues and politicians and organizations that are interested in their own profits who, grift off of the sacrifices and hard work and suffering of average people. And I just want there to be an opportunity for people to really know what people think and feel, and why they did what they did. So maybe, I would be happy for somebody else, not me, to do that, because I think that's a huge responsibility and I need some skills and education for that I definitely don't have at this point, but maybe we'll get there along the way. Okay. Mm, right now, everything that I'm talking about is broad and vague, because this is an introduction video and none of you know who I am, and I want to create a first video just to get started. And in the future, I really hope for there to be some community driven content. Like, I'm responding to people, I'm making a video that's just an upload of a call, even a live stream between me and some member of the community or somebody else who uh, isn't a member of the community but comes across this and disagrees with me or wants to discuss something. I'm not here to become a politician or debate people on some really particular matters or fine details of history and politics and things like that. But I'm here for a conversation. I'm here to learn and grow and to offer some insight to the rest of you, as well as to myself, because I'm interested in this. I want to know what people think and feel. And I think I'm in a place and position right now to be able to eventually do that sooner than later. Um, I wrote down, I want to build a community of Ukrainophiles. But basically, yeah, I hope and dream that there's other people out there in the world who are very interested in Ukraine, who care as much as I do and want to know anything and everything and just be able to experience something even if you're not here right now. And I hope I can offer that, as well as document and share my own experience. And what is my duty as a foreigner in Ukraine? Well, I'm asking myself some tough questions today. Um, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna fully answer that today, but what I can say, this is a conversation that I've had with expat communities here, other foreigners who live in Ukraine, and very often I've had a negative experience with these groups, and you know, this would be the same if somebody was coming to live in the United States who's a foreigner. So I'm going to treat myself the same way that I would perceive and hopefully treat that person. And I think that if I want to move to Ukraine and live here, excuse me, I have some responsibility to learn the language at least a little bit. That's a huge political issue right now, and not just political, beyond politics, culture, existential. That's a huge issue right now, and it's an internal issue. And I've come across people who think that because they're American or from the UK and they speak English and this is the lingua franca, they have no responsibility to learn Ukrainian language and be able to communicate with people on their, what would be the best way to say this? Like, this is their home, to communicate with them in their language, on their terms. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And in a way that's most comfortable and maybe even, I wouldn't say advantageous, but if you're speaking to somebody in their country and you're making them speak your language, English in this case, then in some ways they're at a disadvantage in this conversation if it's transactional in any kind of way. And that's a bit strange to me. So, just like if you move to the United States, it's going to help you a lot if you speak English because people are not going to cater to you to speak your language, most likely. There's going to be far and few between who do, and people have an expectation like this. I have the same expectation for myself here. I want to try to fit in, even though to quote Bates from American Psycho, I want to fit in. But I totally derailed myself there. Yeah, it's true, and okay, lost my train of thought because of that, but that's fine because I think that's a good place to stop for today. But anyway, I hope you stuck around and watched this, and if you enjoyed it, please like and comment and let me know what you want to hear me talk about. For now, I've got some ideas, but I plan to do this more often than not and hope to make these videos regular. So, I'll see you next time. Oh, and before I go, I'm trying to think of some kind of like catchy phrase. So I speak a bit of Ukrainian language, and if you're Ukrainian and watching this, tell me if this is really stupid or if it might work as some part of my introduction. Yo, я американець, і мені є що сказати. Wait, one more time. Yo, я американець, і мені є що сказати. And I'm not editing these videos right now, so that's gonna have to stay in there. Alright, see you next time.